Well, good evening, all. It's the old redneck. It's Tuesday. It's Wednesday, the 16th of December, and been just got home, doing some thinking, and not always a good thing. Slow day at work today, so I was perusing the internet, both the news and the social medias, which is never a really good thing to do. You get come out with a whole lot more questions than I do answers. But, before I start this little rant, I want to remind people of a document that's meant a lot to this whole country, which pretty much defines our country. And it's called Bill of Rights. And just to refresh people's memory, the first 5 articles of the Bill of Rights, or amendments, First Amendment, Second Amendment, Third Amendment, Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, are as follows. Amendment number 1, freedom. And as I do these, I'll tell you which ones I think we're losing at the moment, or we've already lost, at least out here in California. All right, Amendment number 1, freedom of religion, speech, press, assembly, and petition. The way most people like me would understand that is I have the right to speak my mind to anybody. I have a freedom to go to whatever church and worship any way I want to without criticism of it. I'm allowed to listen to whichever press I want to listen to, which means they also have the right to say what they want to say in the press. Assembly. If I want to go to a kid's baseball game or something like that, we have the right to assemble to do that. We want to assemble to talk over events of the world. We have the right to do that. And petition. We have the right to petition to have our laws changed. Now, bear in mind, that's the way I understand this. I am not a lawyer. I'm not highly educated. But that's my opinion, and I think that's the way most people look at this. And out here in California, we've pretty much lost most of those. Most of this year, we haven't been allowed to practice our religions, gatherings like we're used to. You're basically not, if you say anything, the news gets on you, social media gets on you, the officials get on you, because, you're shaming someone, blah, 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 you can't do that, blah, 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 blah. The press gets to say whatever they want with no consequences. They don't even have to make sure it's true. And unless you're protesting and rioting, you're not allowed to assemble or petition. So, I'd say that was pretty much been pushed to the curb out here in California. Amendment number 2, the right to keep and bear arms in order to maintain a well-regulated militia. That's what I'm a firm backer of. And the way I understand that, everybody said, you hear all these people talk, well, you don't need to have guns in your house because you're not a part of a militia. It says well-regulated. Well, there's a few, let's say there's a couple hundred, I'd say at least 2, 3, 4 million gun owners in this country with a lot of ammunition. If they weren't well regulated, well maintained, we'd have a big gun problem. Are there a few wackadoodles out there? Yeah. There are. But that's the same in anywhere. So, I see that the government is going to be trying to take those away from us. That one away from us, too. They think we need more gun laws. More gun laws. The ones they don't enforce the ones we got. Amendment number 3: no quartering of soldiers. You can't be forced to house National Guard or U.S. military in your house. Amendment number 4, which in my opinion gets broke a lot at the whim of any politician, judge, all right, say it, bad cops. Freedom of unreasonable search and seizure. They've got a rule out here in California that anybody can say, hey, he's a danger to himself, and the cops can just come right in and take anything they want out of your house. To me, that's unreasonable search and seizure. And amendment number 5, the right of due process of law. In other words, you're supposed to get your day in court in a speedy manner. That doesn't happen either. Now back to what I was going to get to on this. I'm hearing a lot of talk, both on the web, on the streets, from both sides of this so-called election we had. That there's going to be a war in the streets over it. Well, the only way there'll be a war in the streets over it is people quit talking to each other. Now, the Republicans have had their they've had their protests throughout this whole thing, and I haven't seen them burning down a single damn building. Haven't seen them beating anybody up until they were attacked by Antifa and BLM, which usually happens towards the end when most of the people have gone home. Now, do I like the shenanigans that were pulled during this election? No. Do I have respect for any of these politicians that, I'll say it, as far as I'm concerned, they pocketed the election. You know? Biden's a joke. Harris is nothing but a whore. And I don't really care what they think. You know? You people, and I use that word very loosely, played fast and loose with the law. You used your bully boys, them I mean Antifa, BLM, all these other clowns to do all these riots. You know, you're doing this social justice shaming of everybody, getting people fired from their jobs and all that because they said something you didn't agree with. You know, going back through everybody's history and find anything you can get offended about to destroy them. And what I have to ask is, how many of you can stand up to the same scrutiny? Be you in the press, in politics, or in business? Ain't nobody in this world lily white and without skeletons in their closets. Now, I'm not abdicating any kind of violence. Maybe in my younger days I would have. Because I'm pissed all to hell. You got blatant cases of vote tampering, election fraud, videotaped affidavits, everything else, and you got every damn judge in this country, including the high and mighty, we are know all, see all Supreme Court, too scared to touch it. So what does that say about the right of due process in this country? If you step back and you look at it, it says it eats shit. You want to defund the cops, but then they're the first ones you call. I personally wouldn't be a bit bothered if every cop that decided, oh, you know what, I'm taking my vacation time or I quit. Leave you all standing in the world of which you wanted to make. You've got crooked politicians left, right, and center. And I'm not saying they're just Democrats. There are a lot of crooked Republicans. You know, you guys listen to the media hype because you got sports stars and entertainers and all that backing this guy because he's the greatest one. Well, there were supposedly 72 million people that voted for Trump. At least. Now, you got all these celebrities, these companies, these sports stars, all that right after all the riots started, they all started pandering to Antifa and Black Lives Matters. Couldn't wait to fork over thousands of dollars to these people. How about if all 72 million of the Trump supporters quit supporting the companies that did that? You know, things like Disney, Comcast, NBA, NFL, MLB, all these. Quit going to these concerts. Quit going to, quit buying their music. Quit, they want to play dirty. Let's play dirty back. Hit them in the pocketbook. You know? What are they going to do? Say, oh, you have to buy my stuff? Oh, I know. They'll get with their buddy, Biden, and say, oh, you need to send us a relief package because we just can't afford our caviar this week. Or Tom Cruise can't get his paycheck. Give it some thought, people. You want to fight this system? Let's fight it smart. Nothing says you have to take your hard-earned dollars and put it in those traders' pockets. You got politicians out there, you got entertainers, you got movie stars, sports figures worth millions and millions and millions of dollars. They all live in these gated communities. They've reaped the fruits of their labor in this country. And now they shit on it. There's been a lot of times I haven't had a pot to piss in. And I've been real down on my luck. But I'm still proud to be an American. And I pulled myself up to get back to work. I didn't sit there waiting for a handout. But I hear everybody talking how great it's going to be when the government gives them their stimulus money. That they owe them the stimulus money. No, they don't. Because I got news for you, bucko. I've never yet known the government to give something up without taking it back twice fold. Every bit of stimulus money you got, you're going to be taxed on. You have the money to pay the taxes on it? You know? Maybe it's something to think about. But if there's going to be problems on the street, don't let us be the ones starting it. But know this for sure. We'll probably be the last one standing. Because I guarantee you, those pretty boys and those snowflakes that can't make up their mind what gender they are, or even what color they are, couldn't stand up fucking snowstorm. To the shitstorm you guys are trying to stir up. Like I said, I'm not condoning anybody's violence. But I'm trying to talk sense to everybody. So if you see that you happen to be one of the ones that sees my videos, feel free to pass it on. Most people don't even know what the Bill of Rights is. Most of these kids nowadays haven't cracked open a book in years. And yeah, I'm using one of the tools that, has decided to censor people's, for what they say. Google, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. All these tech giants think they're running the world. They run the communication end of it. And if this gets banned, it gets banned. I'll find another way to send it out. But for now, I wanted to get that off my head and onto the camera. Before I have too many beers, I just cracked open the first one, had 3 or 4 swallows of it. No, I'm not drunk. But keep listening to all this shit. They want to open the borders. They want to put more gun laws in. They want them stricter. They want to seize all the guns and all this stuff. And they don't know what kind of shitstorm they're opening up. Yeah, there's places out here like in California, all that they can get. But let's do some serious thinking, people. Chicago's got some of the toughest gun laws in the nation. And they have the highest murder rate by gun in the nation. So how are the gun laws working for you? Start letting people use their own common sense, or you will end up with vigilante justice in the streets. That's my rant for today. See, old redneck? Remember our military service here in Old Broad? Remember our cops, the ones that you guys abuse all the time and want to take away their funds? They're the ones you always call when you have a problem. Remember our vets coming home and the ones here. Give them a hand up, not a handout. 9 times out of 10, you hire a vet, you get a worker, you wish you'd had 100 of them. Because most of them don't know how to quit. And just a word of reminder to all the vets out there. You took a vow when you joined the military. I don't remember anybody ever leaving me in mind to protect this country from enemies, foreign and domestic. Give it some thought. Old redneck out.